A mysterious fire broke out in Luz's house, allowing her to rescue two of her children. She rushed upstairs but found her newborn missing from her crib, and even the firefighters could not locate her. The mother was at home while her husband was outside fixing his cousin's car. Suddenly, flames engulfed their home. Luz and her three children were inside. She managed to get the older two out, then dashed to the upper floor to save her newborn daughter Dalimar, who was sleeping in her crib. Despite the room being filled with smoke and fire, she refused to leave her daughter behind. However, when she reached the crib, she found it empty. Panic set in. It was impossible for her to have vanished so easily. Luz couldn't stay much longer and left the house, suffering severe burns after the firefighters extinguished the flames. They brought the bad news to the mother. The baby was not found, and the house had burned down completely. 6 years later, Luz attended a birthday party for one of her friend's children, where there were many kids. She saw a little girl named Aliyah, who resembled her other children greatly, with the same dimples. Since the child was not in her crib during the fire, and the firefighters couldn't find her, Luz was convinced this girl was her daughter. But it didn't make sense for her to have been kidnapped and escaped, so she thought of another plan. She needed solid proof, so she called the girl over and said, "There's gum stuck in your hair." Luz pretended to remove the gum, but in reality, she pulled out 5 strands of the child's hair and placed them in a plastic bag. Her goal was to test the DNA for a match. The problem was that the police had closed the case years ago, and they wouldn't agree to conduct the test. So, she reached out to a state representative, and after an hour and a half of pleading, the responsible official agreed to her request. He handed the hair over to the county prosecutor, and a new investigation was opened along with a DNA test, which indeed found a match with her. The important question: how did the girl get from a burning house to a birthday party? Here's what happened. This kidnapper, who claimed to be Caroline, told everyone she was pregnant, but she was not. The problem was that people would discover the lie when 9 months passed without her giving birth. One day, her car brakes failed, so she took her car to her cousin Pedro, Luz's husband, to fix it, being a mechanic. While waiting inside Pedro and his wife's home, the kidnapper noticed that Luz had a newborn. After 6 years, Caroline took the child to a birthday party for a family member, where Luz happened to be present. The police arrested Caroline and sentenced her to 9 years in prison. But Luz was reunited with her daughter. Now, dear friends, can you predict a different ending to the story? Write to us in the comments. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell button.